Hi, this is Andrea Thompson, film book critic. I'm here to talk about The Dark Knight Rises. And you notice that sigh because, well, like many comic book and movie fans, I went in this expected to be blown away, and a lot of people were. But it seems like a lot of people were, and I just wasn't one of them because, well, it was good. It was really good. It's just the problem with high standards. Well, this goes into why I guess the movie industry makes so much crap, is because, well, the problem with high standards is what is good or really good or just good enough for another movie or another franchise. It won't necessarily be good enough for one like this Batman trilogy, which had such high standards and set the bar so high for comic book movies that they didn't have to be silly and just for kids. They could be adult, they could be more, and I guess, yeah, it's sad to say that the precedent set by the previous films, its own high standards, is the reason why I wasn't wowed. But there you go. The Dark Knight is still the best, not this one, but this one is pretty good. It picks up, The Dark Knight Rises picks up 8 years after the previous film, The Dark Knight, and we see Bruce Wayne has become kind of a recluse. He's, this is 8 years later, and he's still emotionally, physically wounded, and he's just kind of hiding inside his house. And apparently the city is very peaceful now after The Dark Knight. Wonder how that worked. So Batman's also irrelevant. He hasn't been seen. And that's part of the problem. This movie is so long, so much goes into setup. It's over 2.5 hours. So there's just a few bumps along the way, and, well, honestly, after watching him mope around for so much of the film, you just want to kind of tell him to suck it up. I know you loved Rachel and all that, and I know she was interesting, I guess, and always had to be rescued, but it's been 8 years. Suck it up. That's what I was thinking. So he wasn't really very sympathetic, and but the story, it's okay. It's pretty good. Too much exposition, just a little bit. Really, like the story, really, these guys, they're gonna wait a few months and their plan is to destroy the city. Really, you're bringing back people from the first film, only not very interesting, that we thought we'd settled in the first film. Really? And when Bruce Wayne is kind of held in this prison, and there's supposed to be this great cinematic moment where he tries to escape, you think, really? No one else figures out this trick out. Really? No one else figured this out. And the big twist at the end, you think, really? This villain is what it's all about? They would take such a circuitous route to revenge. This was their plan all along. Really? And yeah, just a few frustrations. And really, this is how that person figured out Batman's secret identity? Really? There was just too many of those kind of moments, like, really? Without giving them away. But I'm repeating myself. So with how frustrated I am and everything, and with all the problems I seem to have, why am I still inclined to look so favorably upon it? Well, what they do right, they really, really do right. Like the villain Bane, played by Tom Hardy, he is really, really great. He embodies anarchy, much like the Joker, but where the Joker kind of embodied this meaningless, erratic anarchism, Bane is, well, it seems contradictory to say planned chaos, but it really is. It is the fascist kind of chaos that is planned, but whose end result is this huge, sprawling failure. Like, he would be, this kind of chaos leads to a failed city-state where it's incredibly Darwinian, which is what he seeks to turn Gotham into. And you really believe that this Bane guy could screw up Batman so much in his in Batman and Bruce Wayne's life so much it reduced him to almost nothing. You believe that. And the rest of the cast is good. Gary Oldman is still awesome as the Commissioner Gordon. And of course, what I liked best, Catwoman. Finally, you see he has a love interest that can give him a run for his money, and he doesn't have to, run around saving. The previous love interest was good, but I just wanted to see someone more exciting. And Anne Hathaway, she leaves behind her adorable past. She reminds you that she's the same actress who wowed in Rachel Getting Married. You see her strut her stuff here. She gets to be smart, she gets to be sexy, she gets to be edgy. She has every scene of hers is great. She gets to beat up the bad guys, and every scene, especially with Batman, is just so much fun to watch them play off each other, and of course the inevitable tension. But she's got just enough tiny little bit of a conscience just to make you doubt what she's going to do next. And so yeah, they did that really well. And another reason I'm inclined to look so favorably upon this movie is because there was one thing that could have literally fixed this movie. It could have made it less self-important and less self-righteous. It could have added the humor that was really missing, and that is Heath Ledger as the Joker. And obviously his absence isn't the filmmaker's fault. It's just another example of just such a promising life and talent cut very sadly short. So basically what the Joker embodied could have, like I said, provided a nice counterbalance and a nice humor that would have contrasted so well with Bane. It just would have kept the film still relevant. It would have made it like such a rehash. And and of course his performance, he remade the Joker for a new generation. He was so good that the film dragged without him on screen, and he just became so essential to the movie, to the franchise in general. So this is still a pretty good movie without him, but it could have been perfect. It could have been great if only they had the Joker. All the qualities embodied in him are what the film was missing and would have made it almost perfect. And but yeah, it would have just provided a nice counterbalance to the Avengers, which was amazing and perfect and done so well with character. So yeah, this could have provided, the balance, just another approach to this superhero movie that was still good and provided a really balanced diet, as it were, But, still the Avengers is still going to be the best movie of the summer, I think. And don't want to let that movie run away with this review, so I will just say Dark Knight Rises was still pretty good, but it just wasn't good enough to be better than The Dark Knight. So solid B+. And thank you for listening. Ta.